Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. So today is going to be a video that is really different from my other videos. It has got nothing to do with DIY. Maybe in a weird sense it does. Um, but I really need to get something off of my chest. Um, and it's about mental health and the role that humor has to play in mental health because I've been following a lot of different YouTube channels and opinions where like they couldn't be more different. It's really left right. I'm not political, but it's like there's and I was like, I do have my opinions, and although I'm Dutch, I'm not at all really equipped to talk much in English about the way I feel and the way I think about certain things. I thought this would be a very great conversation to have with most of my subscribers. I'm gonna say most because I know that some people are just here for the diamond paintings. But I feel like DIY, people who are doing lots of DIY and lots of diamond paintings, many people, I'm not gonna generalize, but I'm gonna say some of you do it for the simple fact that it reduces stress, it reduces anxiety, it reduces maybe depression even. So I thought this would be a fun video to do. Um, I wish I was capable of putting in some little clips and everything. I'm going to try with my editing. I swear I'm going to try. Um, but I used to have like a subscription with Vimeo. It's a platform where you can put on videos, share your screen and everything. And I didn't continue my subscription because the simple fact that I didn't have time to make videos about the old masters like I used to do. But I'm planning on getting that subscription back and doing some more of those videos. So because that's why I think some of the subscribers came to my channel because I was doing those types of videos. So they're certainly coming back, but I will do it in the beginning of next year, get myself my description, and then I can really edit with like fun little clips and everything, put everything together. So for this video I won't really be able to, but just keep watching because I'm going to talk about humor in um, a mental health setting and how actually humor is really important. Um, and why I'm talking about that is because um, the Met Drive cancellation. He's not being cancelled in any way, shape, or form. And I'm not putting his name into the into the title deliberately because I don't want to be my videos about clout and everything. Because when you see Matt Drive cancel, you're gonna click on that video if you're into the topic. So I didn't want that, but the whole thing really made me think a lot really hard about all that, like the I have to be very careful now because I don't want to lose any of my friends, but some of the woke and the cancellation and there's really something wrong with people nowadays. Like I'm not a racist. I stand behind LBGTQ plus communities. I'm a human. I would love to think of myself as a humanitarian. Oh, how do you say it? I don't know. Anyways, I'm. I have nothing against no one, except for people who take things to extremes and do bad things. Like, live and let live. If you're another religion, I welcome you with open arms, unless you go to fight for your religion. That's something else. But you know what I mean. Like, I'm completely open minded and everything. So but it's going so far nowadays on social media, and you have to be careful of what you say here and there, and like if you joke about something that hits home to a certain type of demographic, you it's like, what the hell, what are we becoming? Like live a little, and especially you should you should laugh at yourself, because laughter is good for everyone. But also self-love, I believe that people who can laugh at themselves really love themselves, because they know what their shortcomings are. They can, of course, I'm not like go and laugh at other people, no, but um some type of re I know the word. It's not coming out. But don't take yourself so serious. And so that's why the whole Matt Rife thing really got me thinking. So, what's it about? He has a Netflix special, and he started his Netflix special with a, yeah, it was not a really good joke, because not because of the thing he was saying, but just because it was like an old joke remade to a modern joke, because he lived same experience or something. So about that he was getting served in a kitchen. No, not in a kitchen, sorry. He was in a restaurant, or some type of diner, and something, and the waitress had a black eye, and he said to his friends, no, his friend said to him, like why would you put someone in your restaurant who has a black eye? Wouldn't you rather let her go into the kitchen so no one can see the obvious? And Matt Rife said something like, yeah, but maybe she got the black eye because she can't cook. Like, ha 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 ha. And some people got really offended, even people who lived through DV, which, me too. So I was like, for me, it was like, shuckles, and but really, people got so offended by this joke, and I was like, oh my god. And then he came out with an apology on his Instagram, I believe, with a picture just saying, like, here's a link to my official apology, blah, blah, blah. And the link took you to a website for special need helmets. I thought it was really funny. It was even funnier than the joke he told. So, but there was so much going on and negativity about who, and people were really like, and I was like, where is social media going to? You cannot go left, you cannot go right, you cannot go up or down or you have to be like, and let me also make one thing clear. I'm not talking about Matt Rife because I fancy him. He's a he's a nice looking dude. I'm not gonna lie, but he's really not my type. I wouldn't go. He's too he's not rough. You know, he doesn't look rough enough for me. So I don't care. But I love his crowd work, his edginess, the way he can make jokes about things that are really dark, like special needs, people who are blind, people who are deaf. Um, but he does it, and he, in his crowd work, he does show that he has got a big heart. He's really a people person. That's the word I was looking for. So I think he's got a huge heart, and so when I saw that like he's cancelled, I was like, oh my god. And even some YouTube channels that I was following as came out with like these videos about him that were like, oh, this is disgusting and this and that, and I was immediately like, sorry, but if you are a person with that kind of shtick in your, I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot follow you anymore. It's like, seriously, I don't want to talk too much about myself in this video because, wait, I'm gonna sip my drink. Hairs. Like, I never talk too much about my past and about my childhood, but I can tell you one thing. I had a rotten childhood. No offense to the people who raised me, because they did the best they could. Um, there's no one really to blame. It was just a yeah. Some blame is going to be there, but it was just like circumstances not being too good and everything, and I had um like my biological mom, she left me when I was 2 years and a half. Then she kidnapped me. Then my grandparents got me back. I was raised by them. Then I had to go to live with my father and my stepmother. Then they split up when I was 16. Then it was just my dad and I until he got a new girlfriend. And then he practically shunned me out of the house because his girlfriend didn't want me in the house and everything. So that resulted in me living apart from like when I was 19 years old. I was completely self-sufficient. I had to go to work to earn my living and everything. Even when I went back to school, I tried to do it all by myself. Didn't really work out. Hence the fact that I got tried to redo it last year. Maybe it was a midlife crisis. I don't know. But anyways, also I had a terrible. My first relationship ever was of yeah, it was really bad. I got beaten up, and I stayed in that relationship for too long. So I'm accustomed with DV. I also was S8 as a kid by a family member. So I got my fair share of dark stuff. God, I wouldn't say it was kind of groomed, but now that I look back at it, for in a relationship with an older man, maybe it was not really grooming per se, but I was really too young and too naive, and that also got me a lot of heartache, and I was in depression mode from like 17 years old. Anxiety, like okay, I'm going to stop now talking about myself, but that's the gist of it. So my childhood and my adolescence wasn't really good. Um, but the only thing that kept me going was humor. Like nowadays, even when I feel that I'm like on the verge of tears or I feel there's emotion brewing in me, I put on comedy because it relieves me, it helps me. It's like, even when it's really dark and sarcastic, it gives me like a sense of relief. And I've been in therapy. I've done. I did some Bach flowers. Do you know that? It's like a holistic type of thing with herbs and flower remedies, and everything has passed. The Yeah, I don't know what I didn't do, but I tried everything, and I think it's because of trauma. Sometimes that trauma is so. So one time I thought about going to how is it called, EMR, EMR, like with the images and the finger, the eye rolling and everything, to replace your memories with good ones and everything. I'm like, oh, girl, go ahead. Do you want my encyclopedia for all the things and replace them? I don't think I want to pay that actually. But anyways, so humor really got me through everything. Even now, um, I've got so many shortcomings. I'm overweight. I'm handling it now. I'm going to the gym. I'm trying to eat less, but I've got a problem with alcohol. I really do. I'm not gonna lie. I drink too much, and it's not good for me, and I'm aware of that. Um, but I still make jokes about it. Um, I started smoking when I was 15 years old. I stopped when I was 41 years old. I started vaping. And still now, on that's 7 years ago, I can't go vaping without it having nicotine. So I'm definitely addicted to nicotine. Um, so I've got my addiction prone personality, because I also suffer, I believe it's self proclaimed, like the it's such an awful words, but I'm sure that I have ADHD. I also believe that I've got some traits 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 of autism. Um, so yeah, I know I have got a lot of shortcomings, but I try to laugh at them, and that's the most important part. I also laugh at jokes. And I heard someone say on a podcast somewhere, and that's a very good point. Sometimes you listen to a joke, you find the joke funny, like, for example, a racist joke, and you chuckle and you're like, does it make you racist because you laugh at something that is just timed and worded well? Like, um, what was the example? Yeah, I've got an example of a Belgian comedian who I know for certain is not racist at all. But he used to work in a very big in it's a brand of shops that is called Colruyt, and they're known to be very very good at hiring people, very good at diversity. So they hire students, people of color, people with special needs. They do hire people. It's just like, are you good at your job? If you do your job, no problems there. But he was making like this joke, like he worked in the Colruyt, and he was like, um, yeah, like people that come from like Africa and they come here and they first have to learn Dutch, and then they have to go through like a whole program, and they have to get like a citizen, and then they can go work in the Colruyt. And he was like, why go through all this trouble? I will do it myself. And I was crying, literally crying about that joke. Does that mean that I'm a racist? No, not at all. Uh, it was just the way it was delivered, and that's a distinction that people have to make. Like, comedy is comedy. It's just about the joke. Um, you don't necessarily stand behind things, and if you see the human being behind the jokes, you normally your intuition has to work, and it has to say like, I can see this person as being a very good-hearted person, and okay, they said something that is really like on the edge, and but if we cannot take a joke, and if we cannot laugh at ourselves, what are we going to do? Where is this world going to? Like you say one bad word by accident, and you're cancelled, and it's like, where is this going? At one point we were laughing about it because my aunt and my uncle, they're like of the same opinion, like all this woke movement. And I'm like, why is it so important to you to now specify that you're woke and you're behind all the, like, I've been behind all those things from when I was young, very young. Like, I never had problems with diversity or with you love whoever you love. That was always my take. And I'm like, back in the days they wouldn't name it like woke. It was like you're just a decent human being, and that's it. And now you have to take part of this movement, and it's like the Me Too movement and everything. And I'm like, surprised. Like, if you dare to joke about something that is a little harsh, like, I would joke so much when I was in my DV situation, and I literally would. it's, to me, it's funny, and people are going to say, "Why are you laughing about it?" Because I find it funny now. When I think about it, I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like, sometimes after an argument, and I'm gonna talk about especially one time. So, a fist full in my face. So much so that my tooth had gone into my lip and I was bleeding profusely. And see, I'm even laughing now because I found it so funny. So, what did I do? So, my boyfriend had it at the time. He had like this little motorcycle. It's not a true motorcycle, not the big ones, but like these. How would you call it in English? Um, like, anyways. So, and I knew how to ride it. So what I did was, at one point I got like this, and he would never feel sorry for me. So he was like being all crossed in the on the couch and like. So I locked him in, and I stole I stole the motorcycle, and yeah, I went my merry way to some friends, and that would happen a lot, like those times. And one day I even ran away, but that was not that smart, because at the when I was at the place where I would be, like, um he would come after me with this. Ugh. But even now, when I think about moments like that, I can laugh at things that I did, just small things, to get the feeling like I had my revenge. Like one day, and I must say, I didn't think that was going to happen, but he even burst out in laughing when he found out. So I was like, my revenge didn't work. So one day he had a huge CD collection, a very huge CD collection. So what I did was open all the CDs, take all the CDs out, and put all the CDs in the wrong case. So that went, and that was like this subtle revenge, because he wouldn't have known uh, until he would take out some CDs, and we're like, what the hell? So he would take one CD and it would play the absolute wrong music. So those are type of things that I would do to get my revenge, and actually that made me laugh so hard. Um, so humor is very important, not only to take revenge, don't get me wrong, but also to like the day, um this is gonna sound really weird, but like the day that you can accept that you're merely a speck of dust in the universe, that's the day that you're gonna feel relief and understand that, and it doesn't give you a free card to do whatever you want, because I still believe in the fact that you have to be a decent human being, but realizing that you're merely a speck of dust in the universe should give you some type of a relief that it doesn't really matter. You don't really matter. You do matter. Don't get me wrong. It's it's dual. You do matter. You matter to all the people around you. You matter to your kids, to your family, to your friends. But in the whole scheme of things, it's just like you've been here and then you're gone. It took me a really long time to get um, comfortable with that thought, but now that I feel comfortable in saying, like, I'm just a speck of dust in the universe, it's so relieving. And it sometimes I feel like crying. I do feel depressed sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Now with the darkness outside, it happens more than I care about. But I do need my daily, and I can laugh about myself and about situations, and I do feel like that's very, very important, that you don't lose the spark to. And I know that when you're in a really deep depression, I've been in there, believe me, that laughter is the last thing you think about. But it does happen when you're crying tears and someone says something funny, and it's like this little microsecond that you're like, that's funny, and then you go back to crying again. But so fucking important, so important. And it can be dark humor, it can be so dark, but it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Like, you're not, if you're not hurting people, you're not hurting people's feelings, you're just making a joke, joke. um Kill people with kindness. That's what Ren is all about, killing people with kindness. And he's got some really dark humor as well. So I don't see why his lyrics and uh, maybe a badly timed joke about DV could be so different, but apparently it is. And like, people are like, oh, and it's so disgusting. And then he, in his apology, he put in this link for the special needs helmet, and actually did a good thing, because those websites got tons of views. That's so good. So in a way, it's all positive. I don't know if I made a point with this video. I don't really do. I don't know. But keep laughing. I especially love British humor, because that's one of the even Monty Python and everything. Like Bottom, what is there? I don't know a lot of British humor. Yeah, like Faulty Towers and what is it? Um, what is Hyacinth? Mrs. Bouquet. Oh my God, that's so good. Um, the Young Ones. There are many things that are really like. He's in Bottom. He's even making jokes about Hitler, and that Eddie, his roommate, was the son of Hitler and everything. Like, um, if I laugh at Button, does that make me a bad person? No. I went to see Schindler's List when I was young, and I couldn't stop crying for like a full day. It was like, oh my God. So, but I do like to laugh, and I do like to especially look for it when I'm down. Like I'm putting on specials and I'm just enjoying all the things, and it can be very very edgy, but why not? Like, hey, loosen up a little bit, lighten up, and oh my god, like, and yeah, that's all I had to say. I'm not really going nowhere with. I'm not going nowhere with this video, but that's where I stand, and I was really surprised at some of the YouTubers I thought was really neat, and then I was so disappointed when they were coming out like this is disgusting and everything, and I was like, okay, you're not for me. Sorry. If you can't see the humor, comedy is comedy. If you can't see the joke in it, go sit on your high horse somewhere else and leave people alone. Go. You couldn't even sit on a horse with that stick in your ass. But, anyways, I'm getting really nasty, I know. So, I will leave you with this. I will be back. But today was gym day, so I wasn't really. And I've got a cold. I don't know if you heard, but you don't really hear it now. But there's a lot going on. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.